Good morning, Chuck here from Garden Spot Acres. We're going to be putting our fencing up today on the post that we pounded in there last week. We're going to be using this 1x4 oak, and we're going to apply them a little bit differently than normal oak boards on a fence. Okay, I'm going to start right here in this corner. And since these are only, 7 to 9 feet long, the boards, I don't have 16 footers, so I'm going to go from post to post with these. But it's not going to be mounted right up against the post on all of them. You'll see in a minute. Now this is my first post here. This is going to have a gate between here and a structure I'm going to be building down here. So we don't have fence in between this post here and that one down there. Right? So there's going to be a structure in here that's going to act as the fence. So we're going to have a gate from here to the corner of the structure here, start here, and we're going to make that first board flush with this post. And I'm going to overlap this one 6 inches. So I need a 6 foot, 6 inch board here. And I need 3 of those. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is, after I get done running my string here, we're going to need 3 6 foot 6 boards for this section here. We're only keeping dogs out. So we're only going to go up. Our posts are only going to be 36 inches tall when I'm done cutting them off. And I'm going to put my first boards 6 inches from the bottom. So I'm going to run a string 6 inches from the ground here, all the way down to that end down here. Actually, it's going to go to this post here. We're going to have a gate in here also. Hey, we got the string run there. I'm just going to go ahead and check to see how much of a gap I have in here. Let's see what we got here. Like 6.5 there. I have a gate going in here, so that's good there. Maybe 7.25 here, like 6 there. That's good. The ground's pretty level here. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut my 3 6 foot 6 inch boards. Let's start putting them in here, and I'll show you the different way I'm going to attach these. Instead of from post to post, we're going to do a little something different. And it's going to square these ends up. Okay, we're going to tack them in with a framing nail. I'm overlapping 6 inches down here. I've got this flush over here pretty much. Fence boards are relatively inexpensive here. I paid $1.50 for each one of these. And you can usually get 16 footers 1x6s for $9. So I wanted to go with the 4-inch wide because it's a little more in proportion to the short fence. And I'm just eyeballing that down through there. Again, these can all be trimmed off after if I need to. And the post, of course, is not the same width, but I'm just trying to get it close. That looks good there. All right, I'm going to skip that one, and I'm going to jump to this one next. All right, I got a gate going in here, so I'm going to go ahead and measure right from the edge of this. Over this way and add 6 inches. Going to overlap just like we did down there. So I got 7 feet 8 inches. That'd be 8 foot 2 inches. And make sure this end's still good. That looks pretty good. Now I had a little over 2 feet down that end from the bottom of this to the top of this. So I'm right here, I'm at 2 feet. So I'm gonna lift that up a little bit. That's because this board here was tapered at the end a little bit. So I'll lift that up. So now you can see what we have here. I've overlapped here. I'm overlapped here. One of the problems with board fence is when you butt them up against each other right here, you have very little to nail or screw into. And sometimes the boards pop off, even though you put the face board on. So I'm gonna try something different. I'm gonna cut now my connector piece here from the edge here to the edge here. That way I'm not nailing close to the end of a board, so I'm not worried too much about splitting. And I think it'll keep these boards on the post from ever having to, ever popping off. We'll see. Give that a year or two and I'll come back to you and tell if that was all a dumb mistake or not. But I kind of like the idea that I'm doing here. So now I'm going to go ahead and measure here to here and see what I got. So I'm looking at 6'5". So if I go 6'6", 6.5 feet, then I can just put them on evenly. I think that'll look good. I'm gonna go 6'6", and we'll put those boards in and see what this looks like. We got our 3 6-foot 6-inch boards cut. I just laid them on top of here to even them out on the ends here. They're not gonna go on like this, they're gonna go on here. But I'm just gonna put a mark like that. And they're evened up down here also. So now I can go ahead and pop those on with a framing nail. Then we'll put the screws in. would be easier with a helper, but I don't have one today, so. I'll work on my knees. So you can see my idea there. Now some of you might be thinking, well, you're sandwiching lumber, is not going to lead to rot. Well, in the normal way of fencing, you have it sandwiched here against the post where you're going to collect moisture. You have them butted up against each other with a face board coming down the front, so you end up with the same exact problem. And I think I like this better. I think it lends like a three-dimensional effect to it. And again, it stops those problems where you're splitting the ends as the board's dry, or popping off the post because they only have a little bit to screw into or nail into. So I'm going to go ahead and screw these to the post. I think on the ends here, I'm just going to use the 2 screws. Okay, all the screws are put in. We're going to go down here now and work our way from this end. So I need to be flush with this post here, extending past this one 6 inches. Here. 8, 3, 8'3". I need 3 of those. Just like before, I'm going to try to even these out. But I think that looks good there. I'm going to go ahead and tack them in. Hey, thanks for coming along today. We really appreciate you guys spending your time to watch our videos. We got new videos coming out every Wednesday and Sunday mornings at 6 a.m. We'd appreciate it if you get a chance that you could like, share, and subscribe. Hey, have a great day. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.